Mandela said the most powerful thing that I've heard anybody say in my entire life. He says, I am prepared to die. He was prepared to die in his passion for ending apartheid. He was prepared to die for that. You know what, guys? As a parents, drop me some comments. Can you relate to this? The one cause that I can think of saying those words, I am prepared to die, is if my daughter's life was threatened. Parents, can you relate to that? Drop me some comments, please. But President Mandela said that about his people, his fellow South Africans. Family, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Shout out to all my friends watching from South Africa. This video, let's chat about this particular place that I visited while I was in South Africa. I'm going to drop some pictures in this video of this place that I visited while I was in South Africa. This place is a must-see. It's a must experience. I had the opportunity to visit Robben Island in South Africa. And I'm so glad that I took that opportunity because there's so much history there. Painful history, but there's history there. Unfortunately, President Mandela, he was actually imprisoned at Robben Island for about 18 years. I believe it was 1964 all the way through 1982. President Mandela was imprisoned there. And what did he do? He fought for his people. He was the president of the ANC. He fought for his people. That's what he did. He spoke up boldly, with compassion, with exhilaration. He spoke up against apartheid. He spoke up for the people that looked like him, for the people that look like me, for the segregation of apartheid. He spoke up against it. For the inhumane treatment of people, of Africans. He spoke up against it. That's why he was imprisoned. He was a caring man, beyond words that can measure him. He really was. He's the one person that's no longer with us that I would have loved the opportunity to just meet. I really would. I would have just sat at his table and just listen and take it all in and just learn. One of the things that I've heard that he said that really resonates, for me is this. He said he didn't want to be judged. He didn't want to be remembered, okay? That's the key thing. He did not want to be remembered for his successes. He wanted to be remembered for every time that he fell down and got back up. It's important, guys, in life because we all fall down at different phases of our life. But President Mandela, he was fighting and he was falling down. And he was imprisoned for the speaking up and speaking out loud and speaking with passion for the people that he loved so dearly, his fellow South Africans. He spoke up for them. He did. He did not want to be judged or remembered. He didn't want to be remembered. I don't know why I'm saying judge. He didn't want to be remembered for his successes, but he wanted to be remembered for every time he fell down, but yet got back up. President Mandela is an example to us all to this day. To this day. I remember seeing him the first time he came to New York, and this was in 1990. He came to New York and he spoke at Yankee Stadium, which is in the Bronx in New York. If you guys were there, if you got to see President Mandela speak at Yankee Stadium? Drop us some comments on that, please. Because I was there in 1990 and I was at Yankee Stadium in New York, okay? And I had the honor of hearing him and seeing him, speak, and just, he was phenomenal. It was so motivating to me to this day. His speeches are motivating. What he has spoken, it still inspires me. One of the most famous quotes, okay, that he has said, and let me try to remember it. Let me, as a matter of fact, let me get the exact words for you guys, because I don't want to mistakenly say something. I want to get it right, okay? He said, I am prepared to die. He was talking about his fight for the ending, okay, of apartheid. He was talking about ending segregation. He was talking about ending the inhumane treatment of Africans. He said, I am prepared to die. That is the most powerful thing that I've heard anyone say. I am prepared to die. It wasn't a 3-hour, he was given at that time a 3-hour speech, okay, at his trial in 1964 when he made that particular statement. He says, I am prepared to die. He was the president of the ANC. He was on fire for Africans being treated humanely. He was on fire for that. That was his cause. That was his mission in life. To end apartheid, to end the segregation that was occurring. He was determined to end the inhumane treatment of Africans. He's an example even to this day to us all to speak up for ourselves and also for our fellow man. To this day, he's an example. Guys, if you agree with that, drop me some comments, please. I was so glad that I took that particular tour of Robben Islands in South Africa. I'll drop some pictures, guys, in this video. Stay watching, okay? You'll see some pictures of what I saw at Robben's Island. And what I saw there was the inhumane treatment of President Mandela. When you see these pictures, I'm looking at a cell, very small cell. I can't remember the measurements, but it's definitely smaller than 12 by 12, for example. Okay. What I don't see in the picture is, I don't see a toilet. I see a red bucket. And guys, guess what that red bucket was for? Okay. I don't see a sink for washing hands or anything like that. It's definitely a prison cell, would you say? Look at these pictures. I'm going to drop a picture of that right here for you, okay? No toilet, no sink. There were bunk beds. They were very thin. Again, I don't see a toilet in this bunk room, let's say, all right? Just very, very sparse. Yeah, it's a prison. I do understand that. But this is the future president of South Africa. No one knew it then but God. But this is the conditions that he had to endure for 18 years at that particular prison. Now keep in mind, President Mandela, he was in prison for a total of what I believe was 27 years. Look at the inhumane way that he was treated. All for speaking up and speaking out against apartheid. He was imprisoned, okay, for political reasons. He didn't commit a crime. He did not. But yet he was imprisoned. And I understand that the treatment of not only President Mandela, but also other prisoners were so inhumane. You know, for hours every day, they would have to pound rocks and do this manual labor every day. There was one prisoner that was actually so punished, he was housed somewhere else, and no one was allowed to speak to him at all. And if they did, of course, they were punished for that. That's the inhumane conditions that President Mandela and other political prisoners were subject to. So I'm honored that I have the opportunity to see for myself, what Robben Island, was like. What he endured. I got to see a piece of it. And again, I'm going to drop the pictures of Robben Island here for you, okay? So South Africa has South Africa has so much painful history, but it does have history that I believe that we need to reflect on, that will inspire us to continue the fight for the better treatment of the people that look like you and I, so that we can try to abolish perhaps the racism that still exists. Perhaps individually and collectively we can continue fighting for equal rights for the people that look like you and I in South Africa. Perhaps we can continue the fight. We have been left a legacy of history by President Mandela. It's an honor to talk about him. I'm always humbled by his history and what he did for his people. Guys, drop me some comments. Let's celebrate his life on a daily basis. Let's celebrate his life. Whenever we fall down, let's get back up. And when we get back up, you know what? Let's not just help ourselves. Let's help our brothers and our sisters that are in need. Let's do that. President Mandela said the most powerful thing that I've heard anybody say in my entire life. He says, I am prepared to die. He was prepared to die in his passion for ending apartheid. He was prepared to die for that. You know what, guys? As a parents, drop me some comments. Can you relate to this? The one cause that I can think of saying those words, I am prepared to die, is if my daughter's life was threatened. Parents, can you relate to that? Drop me some comments, please. But President Mandela said that about his people, his fellow South Africans. President Mandela has left his people, not only in South Africa, but around the world, the people that looked like him. He has left us a legacy of history. He has. Let us continue. As we fall down, let's get back up. And let's live and follow him as an example. He helped his fellow man. Wherever we live in the world, let's use President Mandela as an example. Let's try to lift up our fellow man, brother, sister. Let's try to lift them up. Let's try to help them out of the situation that they're in. We've been left a history, a legacy by President Mandela. He wants to be remembered by every time he got back up. Let's stay standing, let's stay on our feet, and let's reach out to someone that's in need. Whether it be political, whether it be financial, whether it be education, whether it be advice, let's reach out and help someone. I hope this video inspires someone. I hope it does. This is Nala. I will see you guys in the next one.